Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is going to be a Mercury Retrograde in Libra twin flame reading for my dearest Pisces. So Pisces, Mercury Retrograde in Libra has us going over old ground and rediscovering things on a different level. We're going to look at how we do relationships, our habits when we're trying to build intimacy, and most of all, how to process emotions and make healthy adjustments within our lives and on this twin flame journey. So Pisces, I'm going to read the Divine Feminine on the left, the Divine Masculine on the right, and then we're going to see what's going on between you guys in this connection during Mercury Retrograde in Libra. So the first card out for the Divine Feminine is Higher Self. Ooh, the Divine Masculine feeling blocked. Okay. Or, all right, let's dig a little bit deeper. Let's see what's going on between you guys. Resonance. Okay. Interesting. All right, so the Divine Feminine is coming out as the Higher Self. Yeah, somebody here, the Divine Masculine may be blocked either because the Divine Feminine is going through an enlightenment or the Divine Masculine is kind of avoiding going through or kind of avoiding doing some of the emotional heavy lifting, doing some of the energy clearing, healing, taking a look at what might be blocking him from love or this connection. All right, so let's go ahead and see. I also feel with this resonance card that you guys are very deeply connected. You guys could be mirroring each other in a really big way. With whether you guys are together or not together, there's similar events taking place in your lives, okay? Good and bad. So the Divine Feminine, what she's thinking or feeling, Four of Pentacles. So she's definitely holding back. I feel like the Divine Feminine is not giving a whole lot to this connection right now. Maybe the Divine Masculine has her blocked. Or the Divine Masculine could also be in some sort of third-party karmic situation. So she's just sort of holding back, holding space, trying to figure out, okay, am I crazy for, continuing on this journey? Do I hold space? Do I move on? This is just an energy of really, really holding on tightly. The Divine Feminine may be experiencing headaches, like acid reflux or heartburn. That's what I'm getting. This may be as a result of holding on to energy that does need to be released. How she's viewing the Divine Masculine as the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so there's this energy of the Divine Masculine. This is my person. This is what I want. This is the person that completes me. Of course, you don't need anybody to complete you, but you know what I mean. This is my other half. This is, what I'm looking for is looking for me. And we have the Four and the Six of Pentacles. So the Divine Feminine does see, spending decades with her Divine Masculine, does see this coming to fruition or reconciliation, or seeing this connection coming together in the 3D for the long run. Okay. What she may not see coming is the Lovers, Gemini energy. Ooh, the Divine Masculine wants to come towards her. Although this can also be that there's a karmic third party coming, like swooping in on the Divine Feminine, right? Because this connection here is blocked. So there may be somebody coming in to the Divine Feminine's life for sexual healing, because this can be having a choice, and there may be, and not all karmics are bad, a lot of our karmic relationships, yes, they teach us lessons, but there may be somebody coming into your life, Divine Feminine, for sexual healing, although it does feel there may be, it's also possible too, that this connection, the Divine Masculine may come towards you for physical pleasure, for sex, for intimacy, but won't be sticking around quite yet. All right, so just be aware of that. And we get the King of Wands, final outcome energy, advice. Wow. Excuse me, the Divine Feminine right now, you have a very magnetic and seductive quality about you. I kind of feel like you may end up having a choice. If you're blocked from your masculine, you know who your Divine Masculine is. And remember, this is not a gender-specific reading. I'm reading energy. The Divine Feminine may end up having a choice in love. She may have been holding back from somebody who's been advancing towards her because she's holding space or holding on to the Divine Masculine. But I feel like that's going to be more difficult during Mercury Retrograde. Now, it may be all the more confusing because I do feel that your Divine Masculine is going to reach out during Mercury Retrograde. And that might make you feel very confused, because the Divine Feminine here has held out and held on to the Divine Masculine for a while, and there's been no sort of movement. There's been no sort of communication. All right, so I do feel that the Divine Feminine may have a choice in love here. Very magnetic, seductive quality about her, but she's also manifesting. With that Six of Pentacles, I do feel that she will manifest connection with the Divine Masculine, but it may not happen exactly when she wants it to, because I still feel like he needs to go through a bit of an awakening, enlightenment, and do a little bit of that inner work that he's been avoiding. So the Divine Masculine is in this King of Swords energy. Okay, so this is what he's thinking or feeling. He's definitely using head over heart. He may not have trusted his intuition, which led to either a breakdown in this connection, the destruction of this connection, or him choosing some sort of third party energy, or just not being able to move towards the feminine. He's being very analytical. He's weighing up his options. He's lost in thought. He may be even overthinking. How he views the Divine Feminine as the Six of Swords in reverse. So there's part of him that does feel deep down the Divine Feminine will be coming back. But he does also recognize that she's in conflict. He may also realize that he has competition. But there's something here that I feel like is holding him back, blocking him from reaching out. What he doesn't see coming is the Queen of Wands. Wow. So now we have divine counterparts, the King and the Queen of Wands showing up. I do feel that you guys, some of you in this connection, in whether it's you or your person or both of you, may have karmic third parties around you. Okay, that they're not necessarily even bad people. Okay, they're not. I feel like you guys have one or both of you may be in a third party karmic connection. I feel like you may come together during this Mercury retrograde in Libra. Like you may physically like hook up, have sex. Or just have this like powerful connection during Mercury in retrograde. But I also feel like it may not last. Okay. Now, I don't, and don't get me wrong, it's not that it won't ever come together, because I feel like it will. But what I feel like is there's going to be some sort of spark. There's going to be some sort of event. There's some sort of connection, some sort of hookup, some sort of communication that's very passionate during Mercury retrograde. But it's like I get this energy of then it's going to be delayed for you guys coming together. Okay, and that may be because somebody needs to release a karmic third-party connection. The Divine Masculine is still being blocked because he may need to do a little bit of inner work to do some balancing. I do also feel, though, that whatever this coming together is, even if it's in the dream space, even if it's a message, if you guys do hook up physically, whatever it might be, it's going to send shockwaves throughout both of you energetically and throughout your lives as well. It's going to be like, it's sort of going to kickstart what needs to happen here, which is you guys coming into union. Okay, so it's going to be kind of like a big shakeup, I feel. Some sort of surprise. It feels a bit like a lightning bolt. Final outcome, advice, Page of Wands. Yeah. Wow. For some of you, just be careful because there may be a pregnancy. I'm seeing the King, the Queen, the Page. Some of you may have a child with this person, but I do feel like the Divine Masculine is going to reach out, even if it's surreptitiously or if it's, clandestine, if it's a hidden communication, because for some of you, yes, the Divine Masculine is in another connection. Okay, that's not going to be for all of you. It may be the Divine Feminine is in another connection. Maybe you guys have decided you're going to be apart from one another. But it's like I do see that the Divine Masculine, the way they're showing me is like very quietly, very very on the down low, slipping the Divine Feminine a note, a cosmic note or message. All right, I know that's like a weird thing to say, but the Page of Wands tells me that there's something here being awakened within the Divine Masculine as to what it is he needs to do to move towards this connection. And there may be a lot of work to do, okay? But I do see the Ten of Pentacles here, on the Divine Feminine energy. Like there's potential here for longevity, safety, security, and stability. But she may also be wondering, am I going to get that with my karmic third party, the person that I'm dealing with, or the person that, because I feel like there's somebody in the Divine Feminine's energy who wants to offer her that, but, her heart is with the Divine Masculine. So let's go ahead and see what's going on, what's being brought to the surface in this connection. The Nine of Wands in reverse. So you guys could definitely be on a break. But I also feel like the Divine Feminine is, well, I feel like you guys are both manifesting this. And I do feel there's going to be some sort of passionate reconnection during Mercury retrograde. But just be careful. It might burn fast and furious. And then I feel like there's like some sort of separation after that. Although not permanent, but just be aware of that. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of physical attraction. I just keep picking up on sexual healing for my Pisces on a twin flame journey during this Mercury retrograde. That can also take place with, you know, somebody who comes into your life who's not your twin flame, right? So what needs to be purged and released? This Temperance energy. So there is a need for patience. So the messages that I've been giving to you are just being affirmed or reaffirmed here. There's a need to sort of hold back, to wait, to allow things to unfold. I see that the masculine in this situation is being blocked because somebody here needs to go through some sort of enlightenment. Somebody here has been ignoring the signs and the synchronicities that they've been receiving, or even just ignoring their intuition. Okay. So there's a healing that needs to take place. We get the Page of Swords. You guys are all up in each other's energy. You guys are most likely, you know, watching each other on social media, driving by one another's house, at work, you know, whatever it might be. And I don't get creepy stalker vibes, but I just get that your paths cross. And you guys are keeping an eye out for one another. And we get the Four of Swords. There's a deep healing taking place. Even in this time of separation, but you can see she's looking at this clock here. Divine timing is at work, and you do need to be patient. The healing, the enlightenment is happening. The energetic blocks are being removed. It may not all be during this Mercury retrograde in Libra, but there's definitely a powerful component of that taking place in the next 3 weeks. The Ten of Wands. Yep, there's a very difficult karmic cycle. Burdens are being released during this time. Okay. So let's go ahead and see what the Divine Feminine messages for my Divine Feminine, please. Asia. Okay, interesting. So, you know, this could be her heritage, her ethnicity. I also get that when I get this card in particular, we see this beautiful temple. The Divine Feminine is spending a lot of time in prayer and meditation. But I also feel with this, I always get this energy of like Angkor Wat, you know, like how in order to, you know, these lost civilizations, these, you know, beautiful temples that were built have often been, you know, overgrown in the jungle. And I'm an archaeologist by trade, so I know this firsthand, and how hard it is to get to, you know, to not only discover things like this, but all the work that it takes, the meticulous work, but also the elbow grease to get to the bottom of it, to see that structure. And so I feel like that's a lot of the work the Divine Feminine has been doing as well. You know, and a lot of that work has been done through connecting with Source and her higher self, okay, through prayer and through meditation. Okay. High priest or priestess. Yeah. So the Divine Masculine, that's Pisces energy. You might be dealing with another Pisces or somebody with strong Pisces in their chart. Doesn't have to be. Again, we get a lot of fire in this reading. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius coming out very strong as well. But, you know, your person, they're either consulting, you know, like a guru, a spiritual advisor, or, you know, you might be, the Divine Masculine here may be, you know, like a reader, a psychic, an empath, a healer themselves, or consulting one. Okay, but I feel like the Divine Masculine here is also really learning to trust their intuition where they didn't in the past. And we get persecution and inquisition. So there may have been something about this connection. There may have been people that didn't want to see you together in the past. There may have been, you know, there may have been taboos, family, culture, traditions, exes. It can be anything, but I do feel there's a considerable amount of negative energy around this connection, gossip, third-party stuff. So I feel like that is something that you guys experienced, and I feel like that's some of the blockages here. The Divine Masculine may have had a lot of people and energy around him, exes, people doing spell work on him, you know, people trying to manifest him, because I feel like this Divine Masculine is somebody who is also very magnetic and seductive, may have quite a healthy ego, may be quite successful in business as well. All right, so I feel like that there's some of that needs to be released, some of those karmic ties, certain decisions and actions that the divine masculine took that may have lowered his vibration. He's taking a look at all of that, okay? Because I think he's also waking up to wanting to be with the divine feminine and the work that he needs to do. So the divine feminine, be still and allow the enemy to reveal themselves, okay? So I feel like this is the divine feminine in this Four of Pentacles energy, holding back, doing that shadow work, connecting with her higher self, seeing what she needs to purge and release. Again, it does feel there may be some sort of karmic third party here involved. There may have been somebody very, very conscientiously trying to keep you guys apart. Okay, so just keep that in mind. That's not going to be for all of you. You belong to paradise. So the divine masculine recognizing that he deserves to be happy. And I'm also getting a very strong sort of Adam and Eve vibe, you know, recognizing that you belong together, but there's some work that needs to be done. There's some difficult, frightening work even, trusting your intuition, moving along when you can't quite see the future ahead of you, but that you deserve this. I think that he's also fantasizing, remembering when you guys were together intimate the last time, or imagining it. Okay, because I feel like there's just nobody that he's realizing nobody makes him feel the way that you do, divine feminine, and make peace with your past. So look at that. I love that we get that 10 of Wands energy coming through. There's something from the past here that needs to be purged and released. It could be that the masculine chose somebody else. Could be the feminine as well, because she definitely has options. But it's about forgiving yourself and the other so that you can move forward. Somebody here may be dealing with somebody with red hair. I keep getting that, or reddish hair, or light colored hair, like we see this brownish auburn hair. There may have been a choice between somebody with reddish brown hair and blonde hair as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be though. But what I'm also seeing here is that you are closing out a very difficult karmic cycle, and you're going through a detox, cleanse and restore yourself. Yeah, because this is happening. It's important that you do this work. You prepare for union. Get yourself in the highest vibration possible. And it looks like the divine feminine, I feel like both of you have choices in love. So it's going to be what is in alignment with you, what resonates with you the most, with your soul. So the divine feminine gets Manatili, powerful, devotion, true worth, she who remains. So yeah, look at that, the divine feminine in her power, very sort of Queen of Swords energy there. Powerful, devoted, recognizing her worth and her value. Yep, she's really, really in a powerful spot right now. The divine masculine, sadness, solitude, silent, and withdrawal. Yeah, so again, he needs to, or he may be going through this period of withdrawal or doing inner work because he's being blocked, or he's in a situation that isn't happy. So it's like he's got to do this inner work. He's got to go through this dark night of the soul, kind of got to have this sort of dark wintry period. Okay, it may be triggered during, or because I do feel there that it's possible you guys will hook up during this Mercury retrograde, but I also feel here that it may be that you guys hook up during this Mercury retrograde, and if you're in the northern hemisphere, if you're in the southern hemisphere, flip it. But throughout the northern hemisphere winter period, so let's say, you know, December, January, February, there's going to be a lot of realizations and a lot of enlightenment, awakening taking place for the divine masculine. And we get surprise, discovery, and revelation. So I feel like this is going to be an unexpected renewal of this connection. It may not be in the next 3 weeks, but it's actually being put into motion is what they're telling me during this Mercury retrograde in Libra. All right, so final messages for my dear Pisces, please. Well, there we go. We get, I'm listening to my intuition. Yeah, the divine masculine wasn't in the past, and there will be a new beginning for this connection because there's only you. So whether you're the feminine or the masculine in this situation, your person is coming into this realization. It's only you. It's always been you all along, despite anything that's happened in this connection. Listen to your intuition. There's a new beginning taking place for you. All right, I'm going to leave it there, sending you lots of love and light. Take care.